Hi everyone, my name is Molly Creel and I'm a junior at Florida State University majoring in Media Communication Studies with a business minor. So today I'm going to be talking about the cinema and film industry, how Marvel movies can be used as a great example of how this industry works and functions in the present day, and also how this industry has benefited but also negatively affected society as a whole. Ever since the beginning of the spread of the coronavirus, one thing I've really missed is being able to go to the movie theater. And the film and cinema industry has really been affected by this virus and how they're able to distribute films to the public. So that's also something that I'm going to get to later on in the video. So today, cinema is primarily run by the studio system. So the system can be broken down into 3 different groups. So you have production, distribution, and exhibition. Production is the branch that deals with actually making the movie and where the story is selected. Distribution deals primarily with the marketing of the film, press tours, and making deals with movie theaters. And lastly, exhibition is where theaters can rent a movie from distributors, and in return, the distributors will get a portion of the ticket sales. That being said, movie theaters don't actually get a lot of their income from ticket sales. Most of their income actually comes from concessions, which explains why theater food and concessions are so expensive. However, you don't have to go through studios or the mainstream system, and you can produce a film independently and fund it yourself, which is called going indie. So most of the time, these indie movies need help distributing their film because they're not working with the distributor. So a lot of these creators of these films go to film festivals, which are a hot spot to win awards, raise funds, and gain attraction for their films. One, for example, is the Sundance Film Festival, which is very popular. And one thing I actually found really interesting was that Paranormal Activity was an indie film, which I didn't know, and I believe they made it for only $15,000, which I thought was really interesting. Now, unfortunately, with the spread of the coronavirus, movie theaters have been shut down worldwide, and major blockbuster releases like the new Black Widow movie, which I was really excited to see, have been delayed. But other distributors have actually come up with some new ways to release films online, like the Trolls World Tour movie that just came out, and also the new Scoob movie were actually released online, which is a really new way of distributing films, and I thought that was really interesting. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and other streaming services are also becoming more and more popular to view movies and TV shows, and even originals produced by that streaming service. So what happens is these streaming services can enter into licensing agreements to gain access to the rights of other movies and TV shows, so they can have them on their site for a period of time. Because Netflix is so popular, they usually try and get them to pay more, which is why Netflix has started making their own films and Netflix series, as well as Disney Plus and other streaming services as well. But in doing that and putting all of the production costs on themselves, it starts to get very expensive. So now I thought I would use one of my favorite movies, Iron Man, as an example for how the studio system can work in the present day. So Iron Man was released in 2008 and began the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with billionaire and weapons developer Tony Stark creating an armored suit to help fight crime after terrorists come in possession of his Stark Industries weapons. So the rights for Iron Man have been in a lot of different production companies' hands, from 20th Century Fox to New Line Cinema, and then they eventually were owned by Marvel Studios. So the movie was produced by Marvel Studios, which was actually the first film the studio had ever produced. and was distributed by Paramount Pictures. The marketing of the movie was done very well by Paramount. They worked with Burger King and promoted the movie, and the director, Jon Favreau, actually directed a Burger King commercial for them. And also, they used a lot of product placement in the film too, for Audi, the car company, and they actually have continued to work with them on a lot of different Marvel movies, such as Avengers Endgame. And the movie actually ended up having box office sales of $318.4 million. And in 2013, Disney actually purchased the rights to Iron Man. So now you're actually able to watch many other Marvel and Disney movies, including Iron Man, on Disney's streaming platform, Disney Plus. This industry, I believe, has benefited society in many ways. This art form has allowed entertainment for many people across the world and can reach a vast variety of different audiences, which I think is really amazing. This industry applies employment for many different types of people, such as directors, producers, writers, actors, and many more who have a passion for this type of business. However, I still believe there are many negative effects this industry has had on the world and society in general. This type of industry can be very toxic. I know we have all seen the tabloids, magazines, tweets that can easily spread rumors and ruin the careers of many successful people in Hollywood. I believe this industry has also contributed to cancel culture and putting these actors and actresses on such a high pedestal that they're not allowed to grow and learn from their past mistakes. I also think some movies can spread a negative message to its audience and not necessarily have the best intentions. Almost like how violent video games can have a negative effect, I believe violent movies and films can have that same effect on younger children. The regulations with what can be shown on screen has also greatly diminished over time, which you could argue is a good or a bad thing. With that being said, overall, I still believe the film industry has been a very positive aspect to our world and created a way for people to express themselves in this art form and provide entertainment for people around the globe. Thank you all so much for taking the time to listen to my analysis on the film industry, the positive and negative surrounding the industry, and my real-world example describing the inner workings of how the film industry works today. Hopefully someday soon we'll all be able to go to the movie theater and enjoy what this amazing and innovative industry has to offer. Thank you.